Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out with my buddy Mike.
Hey.
We're out doing a backpacking style camp out on the edge of a lake. We did plan on actually sleeping out on the ice, but after walking about 20-30 feet out there, it basically breaks into slush, and the ice is very, very new, and we don't know how thick it is. So we decided to come into the forest just a little bit, and I think we got a really nice spot here. We have a ton of firewood all over the place. And we do have two backpacking tents, so I've lent my MSR to Mike, and I've got my nature hike behind me. So we have two similar tents, basically the same footprint size, but we've got our area pretty much figured out. We're going to be doing an outdoor fire pit just over here, close to the edge of the lake, but still in the forest. And we're basically ready to start collecting firewood because I think we both want a coffee.
Yeah.
Definitely need a coffee, and we're going to need to get a fire going to help dry out. And basically that's going to be our living area for the evening until we retreat to our tents and basically head in for bed. So we'll get our saws and we'll get collecting some firewood.
Yeah, because I got a brand new saw I want to use.
We got a brand new saw.
Yeah.
Two Boreal 21s on this trip. So that's the plan. We're going to get some firewood right away. So let's go do that. All right, guys, we finally got our coffee cooked up, and I gotta say that actually took a little bit longer than what we thought it was going to. the whole getting the fire situated, and it started snowing. It like legit started snowing out on the lake. The wind was coming in howling, and the sunlight was poking through the clouds, and a whole bunch of other excuses that I'm gonna make up. Plus the smoke and sparks constantly trying to attack me. So we've now got our coffee, and I think we're just gonna relax for a few minutes. So we're not gonna do any more firewood collection though, because we do have a ton of dead standing trees all over the place.
Everywhere.
Hardwoods, softwoods, all kinds everywhere. So we're not gonna bother cutting up anymore. We're just gonna do a big long fire later on this evening. And that should make things a little bit easier too. And I do want to go and I'm going to test the ice a little later on. I'm going to go out and sit down out there for a little bit. I think Mike's going to tag along.
Yeah.
And it's worth a shot. It is cold enough out there that hopefully, you know, we won't fall through. So
at least we're hoping so.
Yeah, that's the hope. So we're going to kick back, enjoy our coffee for a few minutes, and then we're going to continue on with that. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to wait for myself to cook my supper a little later on. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'll probably wait too.
Yeah, so we might cook in the dark, which I normally never do. But between the two of us, we have enough lights that we could probably light up the area enough to kind of organize our gear and maybe use this log here as like a little table or whatnot.
Kinda, yeah.
But that's kind of the plan right now. We're just going to kick back, enjoy our coffee, and just take a little bit of time to relax, and then carry on with this night. Alright guys, I'm just getting ready to cook up some ramen really quickly. I brought a small red onion and I got 3 mushrooms in my pot. I'm basically just going to do a curry dish. So what I brought with me was some Samyang curry ramen, and I'm just going to do it all in one pot, real quick, simple meal, get it over the fire, get warmed up. And then I think I'm going to be parked in front of the fire for the rest of the evening. I am going to go out on the lake for a little bit, just kind of explore a little bit, but after that, I'm going to be parked in front of the fire, drying out my overalls and my boots because they're completely soaked. So I'm going to get this cooked up really quick, enjoy it, and then get out on that ice. All right, my ramen noodles are now cooked up. Just get my spice packs in there, and hopefully it will warm me up and fill me up for a little while anyways. Mike's gonna do his cooking a little later on.
Yeah.
I think you're probably gonna cook another hour or two.
Yeah, probably another hour or so, yeah.
I'm gonna cook a little bit more food then as well. But right now I need something in me. I am starving, I am cold. My feet are completely soaked.
Looks
That's
like
probably...
Looks like he's walking on 2 blocks of ice.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest problem right now is my feet are just soaked, and I refuse to stop and dry out. I just want to keep going and just kind of get all this taken care of. Because I know later on when I sit down, I'll dry out and it'll be fine. But for now, I just want to eat. I want to eat, and then I want to relax a little bit, so... It is cold out. I will say that it is cold. You step away from the fire. Have you stepped away from the fire?
Yeah, actually I was down by the lake there for a couple minutes, and you could tell the difference between up here and down there.
Yeah.
So it's
and the wind coming off of the lake also, because we're only about 20 feet off the lake. The wind coming off that lake, when it does blow through, it comes through pretty quick. So It is very, very cold. So we're going to be hanging out here for a little bit more. And then I think I'm going to bring my headlamp. Mike did bring a headlamp as well.
Yep.
I think we're going to venture out onto the lake very shortly. I'm just going to finish this up, head out there, and kind of check that out for a little bit. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to get all this hardwood that we processed and a lot more of the softwood and load that fire up. And then it's going to be time to dry out and just relax a little bit. So it is now noodle time. Curry ramen. All right, I'm all done with my ramen, and we're just kind of chilling out in front of the fire right now. We are going to take a walk out to the lake in just a minute because it is very, very dark out there. Have you looked at that?
It's pretty black out there.
I had my headlamp off just a few minutes ago, kind of looking out there, and we can actually see some moonlight way off in the distance there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
When the smoke's not in my face, it's great.
Yeah.
So there is some natural light still out there from the moon, and it's kind of lighting things up. So we're going to take a walk out there in just a minute. Just warming up a little bit. We decided to take some long sections of wood, the long table type log here that I had. We tossed that all on there, and we have a nice log fire right now, rocking out some serious heat.
Oh yeah.
Very, very hot. I'm steaming all the way back here.
Yeah, steaming up myself.
So, very hot, and I'm actually getting really excited to get dried out because I'm kind of miserable right now. Usually, I'm not this wet. Usually, I care more about where I step and how wet my pants and boots and socks are getting, but from the minute we stepped onto the trail today, my boots were already frozen solid. So we were driving up the mountain, and I'm in my truck, and I got the heat cranked. And I could kind of tell that Mike was like, why is it so hot in here? The whole way, it was like a 40-minute drive. The whole way, I had the heat cranked.
It was warm.
And the window's up, and he never said a word. Nope. Never said a word about it.
Trooper.
And it never clicked in until, I don't know, maybe about an hour ago. My boots were soaked. Smoked my face again. So, my boots were soaked completely yesterday. And I went camping by myself last night. And I went home early in the morning, and I messaged Mike. I said, hey, are you ready to go? He said, yeah, I'm ready. I went down to his place, picked him up, and my boots were still soaked. Well, when we drove up here on the mountain to the trailhead, and we got out of the truck, they froze immediately. And I remember tapping the side of my boot with the tripod, and that sound just knock, knock, knock. So, yeah, frozen and wet feet for, what, the last 8 hours?
Something like that. It was
very cold, a little bit cranky. The smoke is not helping.
no.
I wish it would frig off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we are having a good time, and like I said, I'm really excited to dry out. I am going to take my wax canvas off my sleeping bag, or my backpack, sorry, and I'm going to prop it down here in a little bit and kind of air out my feet and get my socks and whatnot dry, and hopefully be able to enjoy the fire with no smoke and no wet feet and no wet pants. That is something else. Alright guys, it is frigid cold out right now. We are freezing. I know I'm frozen. I don't know about you.
Well, half and half.
I'm frozen. I sat by that fire for quite a while in my sock feet
Oh, yeah.
with my boots off and my overalls off, trying to dry out, and I'm just shivering and shaking right now. So
Yeah.
my boots are fairly dry now. My socks, I didn't really care about that because I have a change in the tent, but my boots were the main concern, and my snow pants, and I could barely even talk right now. I'm absolutely frozen.
He's cold.
So we're headed to bed right now. I'm gonna jump in my tent. Mike's gonna jump in his, and we're basically heading in for the night. And we'll catch you guys in the morning for coffee. So, good night, guys.
See you in the morning.
Good morning, guys. It is a very cold morning today. I've been up for a little while now. I've already done my coffee and I've done my morning breakfast routine. Mike is over by the campfire right now doing his coffee and breakfast. I've come over here by the tent because that smoke is driving me crazy. I can't see, I can't smell. The campfire smoke has been horrible this entire trip. So I'm done with the fire personally. Mike's almost done over there. And I'm basically going to be getting my tent taken down, my sleeping pad, sleeping bag, everything packed inside of the pack. Mike's going to be doing the same with his gear very shortly. And it's going to be a really quick morning today. We're basically just going to pack up, snuff out the fire, and hit the trail and start our hike across the lake. Alright guys, we got all of our stuff packed away inside of our packs. The tents came down really quickly. Everything went fairly quick. Now, having cold and wet hands stick to the tent poles really, really bad. So we did have to stop a few times, warm the hands up and whatnot. But the trip was pretty good other than the smoky campfire. That was terrible. So that is now out pretty much. We're going to kick some snow on it before we do break camp and hit the trail. So we just wanted to let you guys know that we had a great time and thank you guys for joining us. It is now time to get these backpacks on our backs and hit the trail, or hit the lake I should say. We got to hike across the lake and then out to the main trail. So thank you guys so much for watching and we will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.